Hogwarts Legacy sales hit 12 million copies and $850 million in 2 weeks. This is Warner Bros. Games' biggest launch ever. In terms of a DLC, I don't think anyone, not even Warner Bros. Themselves, expected this game to do as well as it did, and the developer behind this game is now one of the best single player developers that are making single player games right now. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy was so immersive, so great, it really captured everything that was magical about the Harry Potter franchise. So let's talk sequel. Now this information is coming from comicbook.com. While it has been confirmed there are no plans for Hogwarts Legacy DLC, it does sound like we can count on some sequels or other entries in the franchise. When speaking to Variety about the success the game had, it was noted that Warner Bros. Sees Hogwarts Legacy as a long-term franchise. Warner Bros. Games president David Haddad also revealed to Variety on February 16 some interesting stats about the game that shows just how much time and energy has been invested into the game since it was released. At that time, over 152 million hours had been played by players, but that number has grown to 267 million hours as of February 21st. Given it took at least 5 years for Hogwarts Legacy to be made, it's likely we'll be waiting a while for a sequel. Now, I don't think we're going to be waiting that long, probably 2 to 3 years, which is kind of, it's a reasonable time slot. But what could be in this sequel? Now, instead of throwing away the map of Hogwarts and everything they built in this game, I think an expansion can be expected with the Prison of Azkaban, the London Ministry of Magic, Diagon Alley, Hogwarts Express, Platform 9 3/4, Godric's Hollow, Nocturne Alley, and many more locations from the books and movies that we definitely want to explore should be in this next game. Also, although Azkaban can be visited as well as Gringotts Bank in the first mission, perhaps making them a part of the open world and have a map outside of our base map so we can explore more of the Wizarding World, similar to how The Witcher 3's map is structured. Not only that, but having more shopping locations to shop from, as well as being able to use different ones with different abilities, would be a nice addition. There are also 7 other schools of witchcraft and wizardry that can each have their own games, as I believe that Hogwarts Legacy seems to be locked in for a definite trilogy, which there are still other locations to explore that I had listed earlier, but can introduce 1 or 2 of these new wizarding schools which can then be branched off into their own game. Now, the following schools. The other magical schools are Beauxbatons Academy of Magic in France. It was one of the 3 largest wizarding schools in Europe, the other 2 being Hogwarts and Durmstrang Institute in Northern Europe. The school has students from Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, Luxembourg and Belgium. This was the school of Nicholas Flamel, the alchemist who discovered the Philosophers of Stone. The second school is Castelo Bruxo in central Brazil. Now, Castelo Bruxo was implied to be at least as old as Hogwarts itself, that is over 1,000 years old. This was due to the fact that both castles had been enchanted since their beginnings, so they appeared as a ruin to Muggles. It was debated which school first came up with the idea. The third school is the big school, Durmstrang Institute in Northern Europe. Durmstrang is a school for young witches and wizards. The school has a dubious reputation and is known to put a lot of emphasis on teaching the dark arts. Durmstrang did not admit Muggleborns, but certain students might not necessarily have shared this prejudice. In 1994, Victor Crumb attended the U-Ball with Hermione Granger, who was Muggleborn and would not have been admitted at Durmstrang. The fourth school was Ilvermorny, and it was the American school located on Mount Greylock in Massachusetts. It accepted students from all over North America. Students of this school, as at Hogwarts in Scotland, were sorted into 4 houses. When Newt Scamander travelled to New York in the 1920s, he met several people, including Porpentina and Queenie Goldstein, who were educated at this school. Now, the 5th school was Mahou-Tokoro in Japan. Mahou-Tokoro's reputation rests not only on its impressive academic prowess, but also on its outstanding reputation for Quidditch. Located on the topmost point of the volcanic island of Minami Iwo Jima, it had the smallest student body of the 11 major wizarding schools. The 6th school is Ugado, School of Magic in Uganda. Now, Ugado students were famously skilled in astronomy, alchemy and self-transfiguration. Wands were primarily a European invention, and although African African wizards did adopt them as useful tools, Uganda students preferred to cast spells simply by pointing their fingers or through other types of hand gestures, and this was actually mentioned by Natty in Hogwarts Legacy. The 7th school is Storitz in Russia and is the Russian wizarding school. It was one of the 11 schools registered with the International Confederation of Wizards. Students from Storitz played a version of Quidditch where they flew on entire uprooted trees instead of broomsticks. I think that the Japan and American school may get their own game as they are very popular destinations. Uganda, the Ugandan school, was mentioned in Hogwarts Legacy by Natty, who was a former student, and she also mentioned that they did not use wands, so I think that could be a cool school to be able to travel to in a sequel of Hogwarts Legacy where we could learn to use spells without a wand, or Natty could probably teach us some basics and we can go to that school and kind of develop that. The Russian school hasn't really got much details about it, so that's probably a school that probably won't even appear in the sequels or have its own game. But it would also be a cool idea to have maybe the final game of the trilogy feature every European wizarding school, where you could choose what school you go to, but also have to visit the other schools because of the main story and side quests. But side quests will vary as you may have exclusive quests to your chosen schools and houses. There is definitely so much potential with Hogwarts Legacy and the future of this new franchise, with a HBO TV show also rumored to be in discussions at Warner Bros. Because of the popularity of the game. What school would you guys like to have a solo game? And let me know in the comment section below with the reason and maybe some cool facts about the school that you know. I'd love to read every single one of them, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, God bless, and hope to see you in one of my next videos. Take care, guys.
Sitting, throwing rocks across the